And it appears we are live. What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Drew here to welcome you to another episode of the Andrew Glowczewski Experience. This is going to be episode 311. Let me get this fill light turned on. Hold on.
Google what 13 years is. What's the...
Something bad luck.
Alright, try to soften up those shadows. Anyways, we're going to continue the Bayo study. Gonna do what I talked about yesterday. I went ahead and pre-drew it. A lot of gamer people dropped the Elden Ring. I was gonna say Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring gameplay and reviews, whatever. So yeah, I was just checking those out today. And yeah, so while that was going on, I just kind of drew in these sketches of what I was talking about yesterday as far as taking this sketch and breaking it down by layers like I did. I kind of wasn't looking forward to it just because I was like, it's going to be kind of lame, you know, because one is just going to be an X, one is just going to be a vest, and one is going to be the pants underneath, which isn't, I guess, super necessary, but I thought it'd be fun just to break down the layers. That way it's always there. And yeah, that's gonna be,
I mean, what can we do? We can't even spend the night away because, like,
it's gonna be what I'm working on today, man. So it's all pre-drawn, so I'm just gonna go straight into slapping the colors in, inking and slapping in the colors.
I remember.
Don't know how, you know, I don't really want to go into too much depth with rendering these things, just because I don't think it's necessary. It'll probably even be more beneficial to just kind of do the minimal amount of work and let the sketches live and breathe, kind of like I did here. How I didn't color in the hair or anything else like that. That way you can kind of focus on the dress. So all of this is just going to be focus on the...
I'll be talking about that in my next Netflix hour. And...
whatever.
I pay for a lot of therapy, so go ahead and watch that.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
But why not just get the babysitter?
He didn't know. Because he's a fucking savage. Like, in Hungary, you would just go with your... No. So his father would take him to the bar in Budapest, and then he would make the kids wait outside in the snow until your dad was done drinking, and then you'd walk home with your drunk dad. That's how they did it in the old country. Yeah. That was my dad thinking. He goes, well, at least I didn't take you and make you wait outside. That's what my father did. Because I called him out on it many years later. I'm like, why didn't you think to get me a babysitter? I was terrified. And he's like, well, usually a kid comes with you to the bar. I didn't do that. Like, he really didn't know. You know.
He really didn't know. He's the ultimate didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe it. Like, his hardcore hard knock life was different.
Real different.
Yeah. Like, not even first world, bro. Like, that's... Hungary back then was like, you know, communist.
I guess that's the one thing that they say about the real communist society is that there was never danger. Like,
no crime. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He could just wait for his daddy outside of the bar, and the woman's going to take you. Because they'd throw you in a fucking gulag and shit.
Probably pretty cold.
Yeah, very cold.
You know, Budapest winter.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Your daddy next to me. That's fucking cold, dude.
So cold.
Yeah.
Can you imagine as a child?
Yeah. Fucking hammered.
Whatever's going on underneath the vest, I'm just making up.
Yeah. Well, then I had a relative who was drunk on the roof.
Just purely something for me to live by. There was a few options, but I just went with the easiest. Just gave her some suspenders.
That's your grandfather?
That's on her side, and then my dad's side, daddy took him to the bar. So this is...
How'd he die?
Heart attack during sex with my grandmother, who was 25 and he was 50. So there was...
That's tight.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like 21 when they got married, and he was like late 40s, and then my dad was like 8 and he had a heart attack while having sex. And she didn't know it. He like rolled over and that was it.
You had double cool grandpas.
They're all cool. Yeah. All the guys in my family are way cool. Yeah. Jesus. No, the cool guys.
Yeah, the coolest.
Yeah.
Perhaps the coolest.
And then my stepdaddy's dad, I can talk about this now.
Yeah.
He was from India, and he would lie to women he was sleeping with.
This was one of my favorite stories I've ever heard.
Yeah. So he would say, you know, he'd be bouncing multiple girls, right? Working a few of the ladies. And he's like, well, I can't see you this week because I'm going to India. I'm going to visit my family back in India. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Meanwhile, he'd go on another trip with some other girl or fuck a bunch of other girls. So what he would do to prove that he went to India to the girl that he had lied to is take one of his pictures down from, like, because, you know, he had like a ganache or something framed and like reframe it and give it to her. Like, I got this from India.
Gangster shit.
And so elaborate.
I mean, if I may.
Gloves off to you, good
Salute,
sir. I mean, but why the effort?
Oh my God.
All right.
He's like, yeah, in Mumbai, and
Yeah.
pick that up. Yeah.
Again, I got this from my uncle's house or whatever. And he would just reframe his Indian artwork. Yeah.
So much.
Which is always so funny because the lying to me seems like so much effort.
Yeah.
Just, I feel like you can't just tell somebody, like, hey, I fuck around. We're not going to be exclusive.
I don't think his brain works like that.
Oh, no.
No. You know what's interesting? Is this. Look at this. Yep.
Veterans Day coupon sale is on. Find valuable bonus coupons online or on your new Rooms to Go app. Use coupons through Sunday and save big on beautiful furniture at the roomstogo.com Veterans Day coupon sale. Shop now.
Oh, fucking God. Already trick challenge. Watch.
I don't like it already.
Just watch.
Oh no. Oh shit. This guy just dislocated his own knee on purpose.
I don't know what's going on there.
It's a party
Put it
trick.
on real quick. I think he might have like one of those like disjointed limbs, you know?
You can just walk around like that?
He seems to be.
Okay, here's my theory, because I knew a girl in high school that didn't have legs from the knees down. So
Right.
she had a prosthetic limb from the
Right.
knee down. I'm guessing that's a prosthesis.
But look
that you can
how-
whack.
But look how, like, usually when people put on prosthetic limbs, there's a bit of
Yeah.
labor involved. And
Yeah.
he just fucking absolutely snapped that and snapped it right back in.
Thanks for showing me that.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I was having a conversation with Native about the season 3 of You, which I haven't dived into
I've
yet.
started it.
And he goes, I think I just realized that I don't like watching these dark murder shows. But it took him 2 full seasons to figure it out. He fell asleep watching it, but it didn't feel good in the morning.
I can relate to Native because there have been shows that I would just keep watching and I'm like, I fucking hate this. I hate it so much. What's the next one?
Yeah.
And then I was like that show Younger. I was watching that for a while and I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
And I just kept coming back to it. But then why do we keep coming back?
There's something's pulling you in.
Yeah.
Something's pulling you in.
So I started season 3 of You.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me permission because we were apart.
It's hard to watch shows together when we're traveling this much, you know?
Have you started You? Have you gotten...
I started it, but it's a slow,
It's a slow...
opener.
Yeah.
And, you know, then between I was home with just the kids and
It's
there's just a lot going on.
It's good. It's cooking.
Yeah.
like
I'm
it.
excited. I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm a big fan.
Shout out to Sarah Gamble who came on the show. Squarespace. I love Squarespace. I have used Squarespace to build, I don't know, 4, 5 different websites over the years. It's just that easy to use. I mean, I'm not a computer programmer. I don't know HTML, and you don't have to. You don't have to know anything fancy to use Squarespace. What I love about Squarespace, I love the templates. They're clean, they're beautiful, they're easy for people to navigate, and they have website templates for any kind of business or any kind of thing you can imagine, whether you're an online store, maybe you're announcing the birth of a child or a wedding that's coming up. It's so simple. You don't need to pay for an expensive website to want someone to do it for you. Do it yourself. 24/7 award-winning customer support. Make it stand out with a beautiful website. Head to squarespace.com/mom for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code MOM to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
This episode of Your Mom's House is brought to you by Liquid IV. Making hydration a priority helps us feel healthier on a day-to-day basis and fuels us to be our highest potential. I actually start in the morning, I get a bottle of water, and I put a
commercials.
Liquid IV in. Makes the water taste, well, like something that isn't just water. They have different flavors, watermelon, strawberry, lemon, lime. And here's an interesting fact about Liquid IV. One stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. But not only does it taste better, you're actually hydrating yourself more efficiently. In cooling weather and cooler weather, you can miss signs of dehydration more. It's important to stay on top of it, especially if you're exercising.
Holy shit, man. Sorry, I had to stop those commercials, man.
But hold on, BT does. So I caught Squid Game in the green room somewhere, and I was like, Tom's gonna love this. It's got everything you love: violence, depression, fear, terror. It's just everything you are just so. I'm like, you're gonna love this. What is the delay? Yeah. And so we started last night, and immediately you're like, I cannot watch dubbed. I cannot watch dubbed.
Yeah, I don't like watching dubbed.
It's infuriating. I agree.
I had this conversation last week with people who were watching the show, Squid Game. It's a Korean show on Netflix that became a global sensation. Everyone's talking about it. And they were like, yeah, I watched it dubbed, and it took the, you get used to it. I was like, just fucking turn that off, man. Watch the subtitles.
But then I don't want to read.
Yeah.
I don't like to read. I'm too tired to read.
Yeah, to me, I won't watch it dubbed.
That's why I fell asleep. You're making me read.
Yeah.
And I had taken some Theraflu or whatever, and I was like, nah. So, but you like the violence, right?
Well, I wouldn't say that I like the violence. I like the premise of the show. I like the show.
Yeah.
The show is it's very dramatic.
You like that. Koreans love drama.
They're amazing
They're
with
so
this. I want to know why that culture produces such great features and shows. It's super intense. Yeah.
I was thinking last night,
Yeah.
and this might be a Theraflu thought.
Yeah.
Because I was high on Theraflu listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay attention to me when I'm telling you.
Okay. Go ahead.
But isn't it crazy that we're all human beings? Like, we're all the same species, right? Like, we feel the same stuff, we have the same dramas, the same concerns, the same biology. Yet, if I were to land in Korea, I can't communicate with the same species. It's fucking crazy. Like, a dog from Australia or a dog in Paris can talk to a dog in America.
Right.
We can't talk to.
That's a good high thought. That is a fun high thought.
That was cool. That's cool, right?
Languages are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
no, but I get what you're saying.
The how it sounds like.
The only thing that really translates is like, well, here's the thing. The gaze translates, right?
Yes.
Body language.
Looks.
There's signals, right?
Yes. Universal. Hello. Wave.
Yeah. Anger translates.
Yes.
Emotions. But you're right. Like detailed, nuanced subtext, all that. Like to really connect with someone. It's why this is like taking it somewhere else. I was always like, oh man, that's something that doesn't exist when people are like in a relationship or married who don't both fluently speak. Like,
That's gotta be tough.
There's a level of conversation my parents have never had.
Yes.
Because my mother's primary language is Spanish.
Yes.
My father's English. Well, although they communicate,
it's never the same.
It's never that level.
No, and
things are lost, and miscommunicated, and misunderstood all the time.
Even in the age differences between people, even in our age gap, I've noticed. Like, I'll reference some TV show.
Oh, that's for sure.
You're just this much off.
Yeah.
Culturally.
Because that's the gap begins to be slightly there at about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Anything over 2.5 years, that's a show can be on for 3 seasons.
Yeah,
and leave a cultural impact.
Yeah.
And then go away.
Yeah.
And if you miss that time period, you miss it.
Yeah, it's so true, because even my parents, who were just talking about, because of their primary language being Hungarian, and my understanding of Hungarian is different than their understanding. Like, there are words that they would use that I would never know, because it's the slang and the vernacular that they came up with too. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I never knew my parents cultural barrier. I will never truly
get it.
know
I know.
what it is, who they really were.
And all this came from your therapy with high.
Yeah, man! Forget about it!
Yeah. I don't think he'll answer, but let's just try.
Who are you gonna call?
Probably.
Ghostbusters. Oh, yeah! Come on.
It's only fucking 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, he's
so.
sleeping. Plus, we're on our time zone. Yeah, it's noon his time, babe. He's sleeping. Text Kalila. Kalila's up.
She's probably up.
Yeah, she's awake early.
She's gonna sleep. If I want to talk to the Korean guy.
I know, she'll nudge him.
She won't. He'll be all upset and groggy. God, Jesus Christ. Fucking unreal.
But, like, how is it that, like, I still understand how people have different sounds for things. Like, a dog in Chinese is a go-go. Like, that's go-go. And then we say dog, or
Right. No, the sounds thing. Because that,
that's so weird.
in Spanish, they say that a dog's sound is wow, wow.
Not at all.
I'm like, what? And you're like, no, it's woof, woof, right?
Yeah.
That's what you teach here.
Yeah.
That is not the sound of it. So we hear different sounds.
Isn't that just bananas? How do humans collectively, and how does that even start? Like, two people are hanging out and they're like, that's a cup, bro.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we gotta tell the rest of the village, this thing is called a cup. Like,
Yes.
how does language...
The etymology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Holy
Yeah, fuck this girl who used to study language.
Yeah, but I like Squidward Game. It's cool.
There we go.
It's intense. If you like intensity, that shit is
That's
wild.
Koreans, dude. I like their soap operas too. Hello My 20s was a big show for me. You know what I love most about Korean TV shows is their food. Because I love Korean food. I love watching them eat. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to make that
Yeah,
dish.
sundabu.
So
Yeah, bulgogi, kalbi,
Calorie.
Kimchi. Fucking really good stuff, man. I know even in the show, we're sitting around just eating.
I know.
Just homemade stuff. And you're like, oh, that's shit.
I'm licking my chops.
Yeah.
And it's all in little mom's containers. I'm like, oh, I bet that shit's good. But, so you and I have gone different ways on Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, I got through season 1 finally, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm just super busy right now, and then I get like something will happen, like you get me to watch that episode of Squid Game, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch this now.
Yeah.
So you lose track, of like
Right.
what you were watching.
Well, plus with the GOT,
Mhm.
is that it becomes very predictable. It's like this clan has to go to that clan and we're gonna fight. It's just like battle. Someone gives birth to a dragon or a demon, and that's pretty cool. There's some incest, and then boom.
Very cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Wonder when they're going to announce new episodes.
You tell.
Mm.
But anyway, you and I are now going separate ways on
Yeah,
the
run with it.
GOT.
Go run with it.
You're giving me permission to watch the show.
Go ahead.
Wow, the glove gave me permission.
Have fun.
Wow.
Do your thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
I want all the time.
Oh, jeez.
Remember? Where's that from again?
A porno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I want all the time.
Right, that's why it's from a porno.
Isn't that her?
Yeah, she's gargling cum.
Right. So I'm saying, like, what's the scenario again? I forget.
Then it's like fucking 60 guys lined up.
And they're all just in her mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she wants it all. And that's what she goes, oh, she's gargling.
And that's the one
And then
they...
at the end, she goes, hi? Yeah.
Remember the cum dog? The sprinkler?
Yeah. That's on the old soundboard. We gotta get that.
Oh, it's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Real high level stuff.
Yeah. Classic YMH.
Yeah.
So
I wonder why I didn't get an NBC sitcom.
yeah, that was so funny. I don't think we've ever really talked about that.
No. Did he call back?
No.
He did.
OMG.
Oh my god.
What are you gonna ask him? Just about what it's like being Korean and stuff?
Yeah. Hey man, we're doing a podcast right now. And I can ask you a question? Well, that's what I'm gonna get to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the point.
Okay. So, I started watching Squid Game, and I want to know why is Korean entertainment so intense? Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we're intense people. We were oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Japanese said that was geniuses.
Yeah, and they stole your rice.
And they stole the rice. That's number one thing.
Yeah.
It goes stealing rice,
Yeah.
and then the penises.
Okay.
Right? And they could boil us. Something like that.
Yeah, I remember that. I told you that right before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I was just thinking? I was thinking your stories about your father are like an episode of Squid Game.
Exactly, dude. And that's like, I'm so glad that's out there so that people understand the kind of fucking shit that I go through.
I mean, it is a fucking like that show. I'm just getting into it, and I'm like, I love it, but it's so dramatic. But that's the main word, and watching other like Korean features, I'm like, this shit is super fucking intense. Man.
Maybe we'll do a movie about big fucking Peruvian fucking fuckwad like you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like big ass, ugly ass fucking Peruvian fuckwads.
Jesus.
Jeez.
This is, I'm guessing you just.
Call it.
I'm guessing you just woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm grumpy.
Is this your first thought of the day?
Jesus.
I just woke up, I'm in Hawaii, I want to shoot, you know?
Oh.
It's a little intrusive what you're doing.
Okay. Wow. So
What a
rude.
diva.
Bid you farewell in your own language. Arigato, my man.
All right, my big man, I'll see you next week.
Oh, sayonara. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. All right. Gosh, so grumpy.
So, where are you going to see him next week?
Typical fucking China man. So,
Babe.
what?
I love Korea.
Hmm?
Where are you seeing him next week? I'm going out.
Actually, it's right now. We're recording this
Oh,
a week ahead. I'm seeing him in Cancun.
Cancun.
We're at the Just for Laughs
Right.
Cancun Comedy Festival.
Yep.
I'm a guest on his podcast.
Podcast. With Khalili?
No, with Santini.
Santina.
Yeah, it's called
Andrew.
Ginger and Soy Sauce. And they fucking
Ginger and soy. That's
Yeah.
not a bad name.
yeah, it's the two of them.
I like ginger in my soy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Lame.
Yeah.
You know I'm lame?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you laughing about for real?
I really have fun with that guy.
Me
He
too.
really
He's
makes
the
me laugh.
best.
He really makes me
He's
laugh.
so funny.
I don't know what this is here, but let's check it out.
Oh shit. And I liked it.
I'm not turning you out when he's turning you gay. That bitch turning me out. I don't know what that means when you turn someone out.
Okay.
That's not what it means?
I mean, I guess maybe there's multiple meanings.
Okay. Well, what does it mean the bitch turned me out?
I mean, I think she got his booty
Nah.
and ate it.
That's right.
Scrum dogged him.
She did? Oh
What's it say?
my
To turn out a good person with minimal or shy sexual experience into a freaky, sex-hungry nympho.
Okay. There you go.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I
I
mean,
think it was a booty hole.
he wouldn't admit to that.
Mm, I don't know.
Maybe he'd be like, yeah, I like butt stuff. Like, that's extremely,
No, he didn't say he wanted, stuff up there.
oh, she licked my scrum.
I think that's what
That's what
happened.
you heard. That's what you heard, but that's not what was said.
Because a boy can dream.
For our, well, I'm sick right now. I have a
Oh,
cold.
that's what.
I do.
Okay.
Now,
You do. I know.
I can't lick your scrum. I can't taste though, so maybe now is a good time.
That's what I would argue.
But may I tell you something?
Mm.
I'm extremely disappointed. I had my cholesterol checked.
Yeah.
Are you listening?
I'm listening.
I took a couple months. I changed my diet. I've been eating lots of legumes, nuts, no red meats, no, fucking fiber.
And?
He tested my blood again. Mm-hmm. The cholesterol was like 1 point lower.
Meaning,
and he goes, well, it's a genetic thing then. And that's true because when I was in my 20s, I also had higher cholesterol than what's normal. So turns out like generations of sausage eating is what changed.
Thousands of years probably.
It's my only genetic weakness that I found so far.
Okay.
Well, everything else is pretty fucking superior.
You do have I've talked about this before, and I think maybe the kids got this from you, which is pretty wild. At least one of them is that like you will sleep off like sickness.
Yes.
It's really crazy.
I fight it with my mind.
I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Like I'm really sick, and like I'm getting it, and you're like, you take a nap, and you're like, I'm better. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
And you get over it.
But sometimes, like, so the other night, it was too late. It was too late. And but even now, like, I should be way sicker than I am, and I just fight it with my mind and tell it to fuck off. Get the fuck right out of here, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. And I will it away. But you haven't gotten sick in a while.
Lately, but I also been taking better care of myself.
Is that what this is?
I mean, I've been taking, like, vitamins, supplements, eating well. At least, I'm not getting great sleep all the time, but I try to get more sleep.
Yeah.
You know? So I get a little bit more than I used to. So I think that's kind of like a wellness thing, too, right?
I want to take more vitamins. I think they really do help.
Yeah, for sure they do.
I used to not believe in vitamins.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck this shit, dude. This is
No,
bullshit.
definitely help. Yeah.
Pussy vitamin shit. But
I gotta pee. Let me go pee real quick.
Jeez.
I mean, I've had to for a while.
Well, you say so. God.
That's what I just did there.
Yeah.
Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good job on your pronunciation.
Okay, I have something I want to share. Why would you?
I was just saying, you've been working at it. I feel like these people are getting better and better every day.
Yeah. I wanted to say, since we gave up Game of Thrones as the show we watched together,
Yeah.
I have replaced it with a new one. Nadav, if you would, please bring up this show. Go ahead and read it, Tom.
Breastfeeding my boyfriend viewers don't think they'll ever recover from watching the Channel 4 doc. What's happening?
So this is on BBC, Channel 4. Apparently, it's women who enjoy breastfeeding their grown-ass boyfriends.
Why wouldn't you fucking save this for me? You watch this?
No, I mean, it's BBC, so we have to watch it through the VPN. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
So they just...
That should be in the ad, by the way.
Yeah. Yo, you want to see some shit?
You want to see these guys sucking their girlfriend's tits for milk? ExpressVPN. Alright, the broadcaster... Oh my god.
So, Milky Mummy, this is hilarious. The contributor, known as Milky Mummy, explained how she made 30,000 pounds a month selling lactation videos. Other women called Lana said the practice is the perfect foreplay for her and her boyfriend, and that she missed breastfeeding her 2 children once they grew up. It's an adult nursing relationship, and typically breastfeeding 3 to 5 times a day because the boyfriends enjoy it. Do you realize? So when you're breastfeeding an infant, it is a fucking part-time job. It's constant. So to keep your milk supply up, you have to be breastfeeding a grown man 3 to 5 times a day, and people are just mortified, which is so funny.
Yeah.
I hope Channel 4 are announcing some sort of support helpline after this show for traumatized viewers. Somebody tweets.
So these grown men are breastfeeding that often? Like
You have to. You have to.
keep the milk up, like, working?
To maintain your breast milk supply,
Yeah.
you have to be milked essentially, at least 3 times a day, at least. More to keep it fresh. What do you think?
I'm just thinking about that's a lot of time in your day.
It's a lot of time for what makes your dick hard.
Yeah. And also, does it keep making your dick hard? Does it get like, you've been doing that a while now?
It doesn't get to like a mommy, like.
Oh, I think it definitely is.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, see, this is why I wasn't really looking forward to this.
Oh God, I can't even go there.
There's a whole...
Well, okay.
I feel like it's a waste of space, but it does help with the study and just break things down.
Let's go back, right? So your first
So it's like you have this X cross, and normally these things would cross all the way down, but it doesn't work out. Like that's what's happening here, and here it crosses all the way down, but it's so wonky.
your sexuality.
So yeah, I just tightened it up to cross to her ribs, from shoulders to ribs instead of hips.
Yeah.
And it works a lot better.
Would you be into it?
No.
But you can see like all
The
this
thing about, are you into
all
it?
this information here. It's just too much, man. And then even just the vest alone,
Like, you either go, yeah,
it works.
or you're like, all right, I would try that. And then there's things that just do.
So like this is cool, but once you introduce the X going across it, it's like what the what's going on?
It does nothing for me.
And then I just did the layer below it with the
I have to teach you to latch
down here.
That's a whole thing.
That's just whatever, just to see what's going on with the pants, that the pants don't connect to anything or anything like that. You know, she's actually wearing just like layered clothes, like regular streetwear. I guess if you were weird, you could wear this.
Maybe there's some other.
But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. It was short just because I'm kind of out of time. I spent a lot of time just looking at that Elden Ring videos and things like that. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll continue with this one with drawing the reverse side, and you know, whatever other breakdowns I could do, maybe different poses or just something. You know, just to get this one out of the way, be done with it, and call it at that. But yeah, that's
Hilarious. Enjoying his retirement from his arduous job of being.
that'll be it, man. I want to thank y'all for watching. Hopefully, you know, while this isn't probably the most like entertaining or like super beast art video, hopefully stuff like this will help you like to go the extra mile to try to understand something. If you, because you know, if you're not watching this, I'm guessing you're an artist or you're into art, and sometimes you want to understand, hey, how does this get done? How does that get done? And sometimes you just really got to break it down piece for piece and be like, what the heck is going on here? How can I make this make sense in my life? And yeah, sometimes you just got to end up drawing like really kind of things that, you know, otherwise would never just draw. You know what I mean? Like drawing the pants like this really doesn't mean much. It was what was already going on in my head. You know what I mean? Drawing this vest doesn't mean much. It's just what was already going on in my head. And then, you know, drawing the X alone, but still trying to combine the three, and then you get this, and it's like, oh man, what? You know, it's too much. Holy shit. Well, all right, man. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. I'm G Mr. Drew. Check out the links in the bio, all that other good stuff, man. Love y'all. Peace.